we were talking about top 5 active coaches. Now, I would say if we were talking, but I want to base this off of the CFP and NIL era, or shall I say the NIL and transfer portal era, right? Because I don't want to do just CFP because there's a lot of good active coaches, and I feel like there are some in the beginning of the CFP who have fallen off the wayside, right? And we're going to see if they're going to be able to get their ways back up. But I would say my 5, just going ahead, and if y'all want to list y'all 5 in the comments, please do. My 5, I'm going to put Kirby Smart at 1, Ryan Day at 2, Marcus Freeman at 3, Kalen DeBoer at 4, and Steve Sarkisian at 5.
Okay. I like that. I like your list, man. I didn't write down a list, so I'm gonna come up one off the top of my head. So if I mess it up, I'm sorry. But I kind of agree with you on some of this. So I go Kirby Smart 1. I mean, obviously the back-to-back natties, you can't really,
right?
You can't take that away from him. He does have an Alabama problem, kind of the way that Ryan Day has a Michigan problem. Obviously, I think Ryan Day's 2, definitely. I do think that. I don't think I'm putting Marcus Freeman at 3. I think, man, I don't know, because for me, like, I get they made the national championship. I already talked about on the show that I think that they were not like a top 2 team in the country last year. I think they were probably like 4 or 5. Plus, the Freeman has some of the nastiest L's that you could possibly have. I mean, Marshall, Northern Illinois, those are nasty L's at Notre Dame. You're not supposed to lose to teams like that at Notre Dame. And I mean, if he fixes that and they don't lose those games anymore, then they're going to be a real problem, especially if they can continue having success in the playoffs, how they did last year. But I think I would probably go Kirby, then Ryan Day, then Steve Sarkisian. Then I guess maybe go with Kalen DeBoer after that, and then throw Freeman in at 5. So I can just kind of switch up Steve Sarkisian and Marcus Freeman on your list. And I think that's pretty good.
All right. So here's my thing. I know that we hold those weird losses against Marcus Freeman. I say the Marshall loss is the most egregious of them all. But, I mean, if you were ranking, I mean, a lot of people would have put Urban Meyer 2 behind Nick Saban, right?
Oh,
he had some egregious losses, getting blown out by Iowa, getting blown out by Purdue. I mean,
those teams have NFL players on them, Mike.
Purdue.
Come on now.
Okay, Purdue probably had which NFL player can you remember from that Purdue team? Because I mean, and my thing is the one was Rondell Moore, but I mean, we didn't see Rondell Moore really get to show that type of skill set in the NFL.
I agree. I mean, I'm sure they had some other NFL players that I can't think of.
And there was NFL players, I'm sure, on the Louisville team.
What would that be? Marcus Freeman?
Yeah. I mean,
but I didn't even bring up Louisville. I'm talking about Marshall and
you brought Marshall. Didn't the DN just go first round for Marshall?
Man, come on, Mike.
Mike. You said NFL players, so that was just
was he even on that team?
I mean, it was what, 3 years ago? 3 years eligibility for it. I mean,
was he even at Marshall then, bro? I gotta do some research on that, man, because he might be in here capping to me, Mike. I don't know, man. Iowa has some NFL players, man.
So who would be your honorable mentions out the top 5, right? Because I know that Oregon fans are mad about Dan Lanning, but here's my thing. I can't put Dan Lanning ahead of Marcus Freeman. Dan Lanning has no CFP win. Same, DeBoer owns him. He hasn't beat DeBoer. Your one time that you got to beat Washington or whatever was when they lost everybody. The roster, 90% of the roster, and the coaching staff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, Dan Lanning is going to be one of your honorable mentions in that situation.
And I'll explain why I put Marcus Freeman at 3, because I feel if they were in the ACC, he would already have a couple conference championships.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. They lost to Northern Illinois and Marshall. So,
out of conference. That's out of conference.
I know it's out of conference, but like, you're gonna tell me that Syracuse last year couldn't have beat them? Like, I mean,
no.
If Northern Illinois could, Syracuse couldn't.
Listen to me. We talking about Kyle McCord. That defense. That's the worst defense for Kyle McCord.
That was the worst Marcus defense. Freeman killer, Mike. Come on, man. You seen what he did on that last drive, man? Come on. Why you hating on?
Hey, I know this. Them DBs for Notre Dame wasn't dropping interceptions like they did against Kyle.
I mean, he won the game, man. What you want? Hey, I always called that play that dropped interception the play that cost Ohio State a national championship. That's a deep cut, man. I'm not getting into that right now, but hey. Listen, but all I'm saying, man, is that if Northern Illinois can beat them, bro, like you can't tell me that some of these ACC teams wouldn't have beat them. Also, it's just like
I don't know.
I know they were better later in the year. Obviously, Northern Illinois caught them at a good time, but like, I mean, Notre Dame does kind of play an ACC schedule anyway. So they probably did they play Syracuse last year? They might have. I don't even know that. I just know that. I don't know if they would have won any of those, like an ACC championship, just because I don't think Freeman has had a team that's been consistent enough to go in and win a conference just yet. I know last year was, but they also, like I said, that Northern Illinois loss, bro, is something I just can't forget. Like, I can't forgive it. I can't forget it. Like, you got NFL players on your team. You shouldn't be losing to Northern Illinois.
Yeah, trying to think. Did Steve Sarkisian never won his conference?
He was in
the Big 12.
He was in the Big 12. Yeah.
He never won his conference.
Wait, they didn't win the conference in 2023? Yeah, they did. No, they did win. They did win it. Because they beat Oklahoma State.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship.
All right. So he got that one right before going to the SEC.
Put some respect on Sark's name, Mike. Come on, man.
I don't know why I was thinking about 22. I was thinking 22 is what I was thinking. Will Howard and TCU is what I was thinking.
Marcus Freeman ain't winning no conference that got Will Howard in there, man.
All right. Our guy Garrison said Smart at 1. Day at 2, Dabo at 3, Freeman at 4, Sark at 5. Now, if you were just talking only CFP air, I would agree with you on the Dabo one, right? But since NIL and transfer portal started, Dabo has fallen off the wayside, bro. Like that program has not been the same program since Trevor Lawrence has left.
Yeah, and I was debating on putting Dabo in there too, but you really kind of drove the point home that you were talking NIL era, and Dabo has honestly been to start off the NIL era. He was one of the worst coaches possible because he literally said, "We're not doing this." He was like, "We're not doing the transfer portal. We're not doing the NIL stuff," and they were not. And their roster went to the point where they had a bunch of regular looking dudes out there for a while. And then he decided that he was either going to not be the coach at Clemson anymore, or he's going to have to start dabbling into this stuff. And to be fair, last year, their roster, they were pretty good last year. They made it to the playoffs, all that good stuff. But that's the only reason why I didn't put Dabo in there. I'll probably have him in my honorable mention just because of what he did do in the past. But Mike really did drive home the point that we're talking only in the NIL era. And that was really kind of when Dabo had like his biggest fall off. So we have to be honest about that. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to do it. And I mean, if you don't want to do it and that's the era we're talking about, that's unfortunate, but you're not getting put in the top 5.